Hi everyone, welcome to the Oversharers podcast. I'm Colton.
And I'm...
That's Harder.
Why do you refer to me as that's Harder like I'm vermin?
That is the other one.
That's it. Her, she.
She, her.
She, her.
Yeah. How are you, Harder? It's been approximately 2 days since I last saw you.
Oh my God, 2 days. Well, today I didn't really do much. Last night I went to my friend's house and we've got this top secret project that's happening and it turned out really funny. One of the things turned out really nice, but the other thing looked like a maid. It was very hilarious.
So was it like actual, how do I say this without revealing
really good quality
much? Was it like sewn? Yes. Actual, like,
yeah.
It has a shape with holes in for specific limbs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of them was nice, one of them wasn't.
Yeah, one of them looked like made.
But apparently that's in at the moment.
I know, but not nice made.
So like basically people are doing away with the baddie aesthetic.
I know everyone wants to be demure.
Everyone wants to be nouveau riche.
Bridgerton.
Not Bridgerton, I would say more like New Money. So apparently House of CB recently done this thing where they put loads of like maids dresses on their website.
They look really nice though.
No, they do.
Some of them did. There was, what collection are you talking about?
I don't know. I think
the
it's
milkmaid. No, that didn't look like with the corset. That's like this.
No, I don't know. I just saw a lot of frilly dresses that just did not look very nice. But the reason why it's like,
I think I know what you said.
The reason why it's confusing is because obviously when you think of House of CB, you think of a particular type of dress. Do you know what I mean? That hugs certain places. So like, obviously now with emergence of like Kylie Jenner even embracing like this, you know,
old money aesthetic, vintage vibes.
They're obviously like trying to change their strategy. But it's like it's almost been done like as though it's forced.
Really?
So like it hasn't been a transition as such. So, you know, usually when brands are like changing direction, they sort of announce these things, they let people know so they can expect it. But all of a sudden there's just like these dresses on their website. And obviously like as a consumer of House of CB, knowing what you know, when you click on the website, you know what you're going to get, right? So imagine as like...
To your surprise.
Yeah, you just click on, you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You need to like give the consumers time to adjust to the changes.
I feel like consumers are a lot more smarter now though. To be fair, I actually don't know where to shop anymore. It's actually really hard for me.
Yeah.
And like on TikTok, everyone's talking like, can we find cotton and wool items? And I'm like, but
I know.
I would love to find that, but the budget is just not there.
But you have to think of this as like
a long-term thing.
A long-term thing. Like cotton and wool, in terms of just like the lifespan of those clothes, it's worth buying for how long you're going to have them. Do you know what I mean? Whereas polyester, fucking petroleum on your body, causing you to have PCOS. I think the fuck not. Oh my God, sorry for my language, guys. I've gotten a bit too wayward on this podcast recently. But it's just like, do you know who was talking about this in a few YouTube videos ago? So you know Shaht, yeah? Shaht, see how I say it with the pronunciation?
It's a very nice name.
Yeah. Anyway, so Shaht was talking about how she obviously, like, she used to do a lot of influencing, right? She probably gets sent stuff, she probably buys lots of. Do you know what I mean? Very over consumeristic. And she was like, I'm really trying to strip down. I want to buy things that I love. I want to build a capsule wardrobe because like consuming a lot is just
too much.
Not only is it too much, it's like people are dying for you to get those items of clothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you trace it back to, you know, including my iPhone. But yeah, she was just like, she wants to invest in items where she knows she's going to wear them a lot.
Valid.
And things that obviously are like have good
statement pieces that you can wear over time as well.
Yeah, but also good compositions as well that aren't necessarily just bad for the environment, bad for you. So I was like, okay, well, this is great, because a lot of the time when people think let's do this, you like end up stripping it back and going with like your navies, your blacks, your whites. Do you know what I mean? Which obviously like after a while gets a bit boring. You're like, no, I need something colourful.
I need a colour.
And you know, colour.
Is colour the root of all evil?
No, it's not. It's not. You can find good colourful pieces, but obviously, like, I just think if you want 100% of something, you're gonna get like block colours rather than you know, something rosy and summery and beautiful.
I wonder how trends become like a thing. Like, who is the person that decides in the high fashion world that it reminds me of like the Devil Wears Prada.
Do you remember when she made the comment about the jumper?
Yeah.
Cerulean.
Yeah. And she like literally went back in time of what cerulean actually means and what collection it came out in. But it just makes me laugh when I think, who makes the decisions of what is going to be in season? Like, who said milk-made dresses? Even like the modest girls are wearing them. Like, you know, the ones that go like, which, to be fair to them, there's not much we can do with long sleeve dresses, in my opinion. But yeah, where does that start? Like, who is the genius that says, yeah, today this is what we're doing, and then everyone just copies?
Is it the designers?
I don't know.
Do we need to be thinking like way outside the box with this? Because in my head, I just think designer draws a picture, and then someone goes.
But they
and
must
makes
be
it.
really like talented to think this is what the trend is going to be, and then their influence is so good that it trickles all the way down to like us consumers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it starts in like high fashion and then works its way into
down.
fast
fashion.
Yeah,
and also vintage, and also the idea that the Kardashians can like embody different aspects of different aesthetics in life. Like, come on, they started as very ratchet to begin with, and then like, they slowly moved into those bodycon dresses, and then now it's like high fashion, Kylie Jenner being the vintage old money aesthetic suddenly, which actually suits her. It looks nice.
It looks very nice.
But 2 summers ago, babe, you had a green wig on. Like, it's just too much.
It's too much. But also it's constantly changing as well. Like this era of fashion that we're in now is going to change in like a year. Do you know what I mean?
But it's also the accessibility of money, though. Like, Kylie Jenner can do that. She's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, she can literally be like, let me hire a stylist team, change my whole image.
Yeah.
Us little paupers.
Or like a new PR that just
do
like
you know what I mean?
pushes
She
it.
just needs one new stylist and that's it. Like, and technically they all get styled. Everything you see her in is probably a stylist has said, put this on.
But what designers do is they recycle old trends from previous years, and also they steal trends from different like cultural backgrounds. So like, yeah. So you know, so you imagine like we went through a period of wearing like, let's say leopard print like 15 years ago.
Cat Slater's back. Everyone
do you know what I
loves it
mean?
now.
And now like leopard print is the thing. Not that I would wear it, but do you know what I mean? They like recycle old things. So like even if there's like this, there's like if you go on
Y2K.
Pinterest and just type in like 90s fashion, like they're trying to bring all of that
90s
back, like the
back.
Miss 60 jeans, or like I don't
Even
know.
90s makeup, like the cool tone colours.
Yeah.
The lip liner, what's called the lips without lip liner, but just like pink lips and like grey eyes with that liner.
Yeah.
Very Y2K, which actually looks nice.
It's nice. It's nice that they're bringing these things back, but it just also tells me that you don't have original ideas.
I mean, in this world, we've been in this, the earth has been here for a very long time. Is there really an original idea anymore in fashion?
You never know. Do you know what it is hard though? Once you are inspired, once the wisdom from Allah touches the cerebral cortex, the possibilities are endless. You're wearing a jumper right now. What would Harther's jumper look like?
Oh my God. Oh my God, what would my jumper look like? At the moment, I'm into off shoulder. I like big
Be original,
sleeves.
Harther. Be original. Think outside the box.
Okay, a jumper with a hood.
Oh, I love
Like a knitted jumper with a hood. I really like big sleeves.
big sleeves.
Maybe like a small waist.
Oh, like cinched in.
A little cinched in. I don't know, guys. I'm just not creative. Like
You've got to think, what are the different things that I could do with a jumper? What are the different ways that this jumper could be?
What's futuristic? I always think like us lot that have to dress modest as well. Like, we actually have to be fashionable because like We're literally just stuck with long sleeve tops and long sleeve dresses. Like, how are you gonna zhuzh it up?
Yeah, well, but there's loads of people that tend to do this like really, really well. There's, what's her name? I don't know which country she's from, but it's definitely somewhere in the further west. But there's a girl and she's got this like androgynous style. And she wears like...
She's Somali.
Yeah, and she wears like lots of thrifted pieces.
And puts them all on top of each other.
Yeah, well, not necessarily puts them on top of each other, but she like basically wears them in the way that a normal person wouldn't. And she makes it look interesting.
I think I know you.
And I think that's what it's all about, just being a bit...
And her headscarf is backwards.
Yeah, and being a bit interesting. She just goes to the thrift store, buys something, and like is able to style it like 4 different ways. But it's like 4 different outfits that you would never imagine. Like, you wouldn't go into your closet and be like, yeah,
How do I do that?
Yeah, how do I figure this out?
I agree. I feel like some people just have a talent, though.
Yeah.
You've got
But I think that I feel like we were really good at that, like, when we were younger.
Yeah, I don't have time.
We were, like, good at experimenting with, like, different looks and, like, different things when we were younger people. But now it's like, I dress for comfort.
You know what I don't like? That's true. It is, I dress for comfort. But also, I'm a bit bored of everyone looking the same.
Yeah.
So it's like...
But then what is different?
Exactly. But then also, what is your own style? Because I really struggle with style. I feel like you're quite stylish, but like for me...
I don't think so. I feel like I've lost it.
Have you lost the mojo?
I just can't be bothered. I feel like, I would say 5 years ago, I'd probably be a bit more into like...
Because remember when you were into like really bright jumpers?
Good times. You know what? I go through phases. So sometimes like I just hate like minimal horrible colours of just like black and white and stuff like that, and I'm like, F this, I'm getting rid of all of this, and I just bring like in loads of colours. And then after a while the colours get really overwhelming and I'm like, no, like I need to be demure again.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think one thing I'm struggling with at the moment is even though I say to myself I'm not influenced by influencers, you really are subconsciously. Like, you always want to buy the next thing. Or for me, it's not more so clothes, it's makeup and like skincare products. Even though my cabinet is full and I haven't finished the toner or like a serum that I've been using for a long time, which actually works. I don't need to get a new one. I always think, oh no, but this does this, so why don't I get it? And it's like,
is it because it's really like a new thing and like a thousand influencers have said, oh my god, this is the best bronzer I've ever used.
So you just think in yourself.
But it's a lot like fashion, really. There's always something new and like something hot, and it's like you've got to have it now. Yeah. Otherwise, you're a loser.
Not to some. I just feel like before it was manageable because I remember being in high school and my favorite thing to look at was like Harper's Bazaar. Harper's Bazaar, right? The magazine. And like, if you look at it, it was fun. It looked nice. There's a lot of models. Like, I like looking at the pictures and stuff. Like, I wasn't that heavily influenced, but now...
But you couldn't afford it, then.
I can afford it. I was like 15 years old.
It's not accessible to you.
But now that I've got money...
It's accessible.
And I've got a phone where it's easily payable. And also, this content is just in my face all the time, unless you take a break from social media.
Yeah.
It's just fucking insane, like, how much... influence this and imagine like me, so I'm a 30-year-old woman that can afford it, but imagine these 15-year-old girls that are probably to their dad, can I have £20, can I have £10, can I have summer Fridays, can I have this? It's too much.
I mean, like, do you know what it is? If it's your job, it's different. Do you know what I mean? People forget that these are the influencers' jobs.
Yeah, of course.
And all of this, most of the stuff they get, they're probably sent for free. Do you know what I mean? I think if you're watching as a consumer, it's always good to remember that.
Yeah. To be like, it is marketing and it is working.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to
like,
just decenter yourself.
I remember seeing like 15 different videos about the Huda Beauty bronzing technique. And I was like, this is definitely a fad.
Yeah.
I love Huda Beauty, for the record. But it's not going to be something that I'm
going to use all the time.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. But I think even with makeup, if you build a statement piece, if that makes sense, or like just products that you feel like work for you, you don't have to have a whole bag of makeup. It's just like 6 products that work for you and your makeup looks nice. Why not?
Yeah, like I don't need 12 different brown shades of lip liner.
Literally. Just use the one that works for you.
or like 14 different nude lipsticks, or like 12
Literally.
different, like, what are they called?
Foundations.
Glosses, or like, do you know what I mean?
It's just...
I mean, if I was an influencer and I was getting those things for free, I would 100% push them because, you know, commission, money, there's something in it for me.
Valid.
But don't fall for the hype, girls. Don't do it. But if you are
Live within your means,
if
basically.
you are thinking about being an influencer,
do your thing, get your bag.
get your bag, yeah.
I agree. Right, should we do first scenario?
Scenario. I'm trying to think if anything happened, anything funny happened on the way in today.
I actually want to say something. Guys, does anyone want to manage me in Coltorn? I think it would be fun.
I think so too. I think you'd have a lot of fun here.
We have lots of dreams, but we're just lazy girls and we really need help. So if anyone's got manager experience or have like, not manager experience, what can we say? How are we going to sell this? Anyone that's really good at organising stuff, would like to manage us or has a little bit of experience managing or worked in social media before, do you want to
give us a call?
Give us a little email.
555-2356.
Little email, because we've got big dreams and big plans and we need someone to help us. So please holler.
Do you know what a really iconic movie scene was?
What?
You know how my For You page is basically scenes
movies.
From, anyway, yeah. Really iconic movie scene, I don't know why this just came into my head, is, you know, when Elle Woods from Legally Blonde, she was like a trainee lawyer, whatever, and then was working on a case with the big boy lawyer, but the big boy lawyer tried to give her a little cheeky, I don't know if it was like essay, like he was trying to come on to her or something. Anyway, the big boy lawyer was the one that was managing the case, but then the woman who is the defendant, or is she the defendant? Anyway, the woman was like, listen, I don't want you to be my lawyer anymore. She wants Elle Woods to do it. Yeah? So Elle Woods, with the help of another guy who's actually qualified, like, are in the courtroom. And then obviously, like, the situation is there's a girl on the stand and her dad's been killed and she's basically blaming defendant, right? So then Elle comes on, she asks her a couple of questions. She's not doing very well with the questioning. And obviously the guy who was sacked sitting in the bench and he's like rolling his eyes at her. And like even the judge is rolling their eyes and like, where are you going with this line of questioning? And blah, 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 blah. And obviously she's getting more nervous because they're questioning her line of questioning. And then eventually she just like, she's looking through her notes, bless her. And she's like, so what else did you get up to that day? And then the girl starts talking about how she went to go and get a perm. And obviously the premise of her argument is that she couldn't have been involved in the death of her father because she was in the shower. So she's like, yeah, I went to the gym, got a latte. She goes, I had a perm. And then Elle was like...
You liar.
Elle was like, well, Elle basically said that she couldn't have gotten a perm. No, she was like, how long have you been getting perm? She was like, for the last 30 years. Then she was like, she basically said to her that if you, like, obviously you're someone that has been getting a perm for the last 30 years, so you know that when you get a perm, you can't wet your hair for like the first 24 hours because it releases like some toxic thing that apparently isn't good for you. And then she was like, I had a friend in a wet t-shirt, a friend who got a perm in a wet t-shirt, and she like got wet in a wet t-shirt conference and it was just a disaster. And then she starts like grilling into this girl, basically saying that there's no way that you would have had a shower because I'm literally butchering this, by the way. Like, you can't have gotten a perm and gotten straight into the shower. So like basically, where were you?
Why are you capping?
And then she's like going red in the face. And she's like, oh my God, I've been caught red-handed. And then, yeah, the judge basically said this case is dismissed and that they put her in jail, yeah.
So she actually killed the guy?
She actually killed her dad. But she was like, I didn't mean to do it. I thought it was you who walked through that door. Pointing at the dad's younger. Basically, she was like, the reason why she did it is because she's the same age as her dad's new wife. And she was a bit like... Joe, yeah. She's like, I thought it was you who walked through that door. I don't know, it's just so iconic. Yeah.
Thank you for that long explanation of L words.
Shut up.
Okay. Anyway, guys, it says, making friends as an adult. She goes, Salam, Kally and Hodoo. I've been listening to your podcast for almost a year now, and you guys keep me so entertained at work. She goes, I found such good advice from your podcast, and your humour is just so elite.
Oh, thanks, girl.
I love that. I wanted to see if you guys could give me some advice on something I'm dealing with. She goes, I'm 23 and currently work in finance.
23?
Yeah.
Right.
What did I do? 22.
Yeah, you said something weird.
Anyway, I'm 23 and currently work in finance, and my job has really long hours. On average, I work 50 to 55 hours a week.
Oh God, that's far too much.
I really love it so far, so I don't mind the long hours. The only thing is, I'm a social butterfly and I'm dying from no social interaction. Other girls my age seem to have such a vibrant social lives and are out and about. Outside of work, I run and I hit the gym, but I don't really have friends to do things with. Don't get me wrong, I do have friends, but they're so busy with med school / law school, all their own lives, I really don't get to see them much. I've been trying to make more adult friends in similar fields or boat as me, so our schedules could line up, but it's been such a challenge. Do you have any advice on how to make friends as an adult / postgrad? Also, would you recommend becoming friends with your coworker outside of work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially if you're working 55 hours, you're basically together.
Yeah, so what I find really interesting about work colleagues is like, obviously when you first start somewhere, you're like, oh, there's no way I could be friends with these people. Do you know what I mean? You're like...
Separate it.
And then you realise you actually end up spending so much time with these people. I think you spend like more time with your colleagues in like between the ages of like 20 and like 50 than you do with your own family members. Do you know what I mean? So you're gonna build relationships with them, and like over time you realize that you guys have like loads of similarities and you're like really aligned on things, and like you're having a great time at work. You like going to work.
Yeah, I feel like once you have a good work clique, you enjoy working.
You really do. It makes the world of difference.
Literally, you have to make friends at work, guys. And I'm not gonna lie, most of the work friends I've had, like I'm not gonna lie, I still communicate with some of them. Yeah, I'm still friends with work colleagues from like jobs that I've had in the past. Yeah. So I personally think with your hours it's a bit mad. Like, how long is 55 hours? So if we do like 37.5.
Average person does 37.5. So she's working.
That's crazy. So she must be working from 7 to... She must be like 10 hours a day. She's
working like 17 hours, 18 hours more than the average person.
Yeah, I feel like the only way you're going to literally make friends is if you make online friends. I really like online friends, but you've got to like meet up.
It just depends on how tired she is. So let's say, for example, she probably comes into work at like 8 a.m. and finishes at, let's say, latest 8 p.m. Let's say she does a 12-hour shift from Monday to Friday. When I was 23 years old, I could do 12-hour shifts and still hang out with my friends.
Yeah, me too, I'm not gonna lie.
I had energy.
Too.
Do you know what I mean? Now. I couldn't do that now at the ripe old age of 25. But but no, I'm just saying, like, for reference, I definitely wouldn't be able to do that now in my 30s. Like,
it's mad.
I can't do it. But I think at 23, you can definitely go out after work and see your friends for some dinner, or, do you know what I mean? A little catch up. Yeah. They have like... I think they do like some late night coffee things in certain places. Shall
I give you this fun idea that I listened to the other day? This guy moved to New York and he was talking about how he was from London, he moved to New York and all his friends are in London. He goes, obviously I've got no friends here yet, so the only way that I can communicate with my friends is like via social media or like Snapchat, WhatsApp, all of that jazz in their group chats. So he was like, they came up with this idea where they do a Wednesday waffle. So every Wednesday they each record like a long video about how their week has been, and then they send it to each other on like the WhatsApp group or a Snapchat. Yeah. And then everyone basically gets excited about watching that Wednesday waffle, because they're basically like, that's that one thing that basically shows what everyone's been doing. And it reminded me of our friends, because we don't do like a weekly thing, but like, let's say if I don't watch our Snapchat group for a week, I get like an entire episode of everyone's lives, of everything that's happened. And it's just so nice. Like, you see what your friends are doing in all these different countries, and it's such a nice way to catch up. And then like you speak on WhatsApp, and then like So I just feel like that's a really nice way to stay connected and communicate with your friends, even though you're not physically seeing them.
Do you know what I think is an unpopular hot take from me?
What?
I think FaceTime group chats are actually quite damaging.
Why?
Shall I tell you why? Not damaging in general. I think generally they're quite nice and uplifting, and it's good to touch base with friends like as and when. But hear me out, yeah? I think FaceTime group chats are possibly a reason why you guys may, like, let's say a friendship may not see each other physically for a long period of time, or do something outside of their homes together.
I agree.
As often as they would have before.
I agree.
FaceTime group chat was invented.
Because you have the comfort of seeing your friends, speaking to them, having familiarity, being with them.
Yeah.
But you don't actually have to go out. It's
And
a digital age.
And also the problem with FaceTime group chat is that there's that thing missing where you miss each other. Do you know what I mean? Or like,
yeah,
or like,
there's no absence.
There's no absence, which means like, and also there's like this thing attached to like how often you're able to update each other. It's very like, do you know what I mean? You've got all the updates on someone very quickly. It's instant.
Yeah.
So you're not missing each other. You know everything that's going on about each other. When you see each other and you decide to finally go out to dinner like 3 years later, there's not really much to talk about.
You've been talking this whole time.
Because you've been talking this whole time on the FaceTime group chat. And I don't know, I just feel like it's done something to friendship culture outside of that.
Yeah.
Outside of
no,
that
I get
FaceTime.
you. I definitely see where you're coming from. I also think if you've got like, for me, there's like certain people that I can chill with even if I know everything. Do you know what I mean? Like you, I can chill with you all the time. It's not a problem.
No, I get it. There's obviously things that you can sit in silence and it's not boring. Like, I get it. However, I'm just saying, like, we've got so much access to each other. So much access.
But do you not feel like for someone like you, for example, you've moved away now, you don't have the same access that you used to have anymore? So don't you feel like
I think for me it's great. I think if you live somewhere else, if you live like in another country or you've moved away somewhere outside London or whatever, I think that these things are great to connect and stay in touch. But I think, let's say like pre me moving away, all of us being in London, it has definitely hindered
us doing stuff.
Us doing actual stuff with each other,
valid.
Physical stuff.
I hear.
Yeah, that's my unpopular hot take.
I don't really have one. I just think there's so many ways that you can stay connected with your friends if you really make the effort. I also think it
depends on what you like. So if you like physically seeing each other, that's different. If you like, socially seeing each other through a screen, do you know what I mean? It's whatever you like.
I think FaceTime has helped me bond with my friends better.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't have, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like before it was kind of surface level. Like everyone used to go out, we used to have fun. We're friends, I know. Yeah. But I feel like for me anyway, I feel like I've bonded more with people like on a one-to-one. Yeah. But I also think that, I just think it's the amount of effort you're willing to put in. Like when people say like they don't have friends and they don't have like how much effort are you willing to put in to, because you know your lifestyle is difficult already. You're saying you work 55 hours. Yeah. And like if your friends are like in med school, law school, what small things are you guys doing with each other? Are you using FaceTime? Are you
it's all about what you value.
Exactly.
Do you value seeing each other physically, or do you just like to connect on the phone, or is it something, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you like? I know I love like physical contact.
You want to be touched.
I want to be hugged by my friends.
Cuddled.
I just want
to. That looked like you were giving me a little
motorboat.
What else was I gonna say? It's skipped my mind right now. It's literally friends. FaceTime, friends. What the fuck, it's gone. It's a really good point. I forgot. Fuck.
She works in she works in a field where long hours are required from her, and I think some of her friends do the same thing. So like medical people as well.
This is what I was gonna say. Also, people are different people are also in different eras of their life. Like there's a time where we had nothing to do in life and we used to just go out all the time.
Great times.
We had fun. Like now, people have different responsibilities. The busyness of the group has changed now. So like you've got to adjust.
The proximity of members of the group has changed.
Yeah.
So much has changed.
So much has changed that you've got to adapt to the different eras that your friendship groups are in.
Oh my God, I miss that.
Do you know what I mean?
Particular era.
Like
that pre-COVID era, I miss it.
Oh my God, pre-COVID was so good. Like I feel like COVID really reset the earth, reset the world. But yeah, like some people, like right now, our friendship group is in that era where everyone's getting married and moving away and like starting the next chapter of their lives. And this girl, she might be in an era where everyone's just grinding and trying to like get through college and uni and study. So it's like, I think you just have to adjust and see like where life takes you.
You've got to ride the wave of the era that your friendship group is in.
Because you know what I really long for? Like having the same friends for 50 years, guys. I love that shit.
Yeah. And also another thing that she could probably do is like rather than like if she knows that she's a busy gal, sounds like she's a busy gal, and her friends are busy, instead of like sitting with, you know, like what they're unable to do, why doesn't she maybe like have pre-planned things put in the diary where she knows that she can definitely take time away from work at these times. Like her friends agree with her, they've all arranged for, let's say like this weekend, like let's say like a Friday to a Monday or something, like they're gonna do something with each other. Maybe it's like a staycation, or like in the summer they can like plan a holiday together, or something. Do you know what I mean? Or like they can have like dinners scheduled in advance to like deal with you know, this, what she's experiencing, which is that she's unable to do it, like she's unable to be available. So I'm just thinking like maybe have it scheduled in, like, you know how we do like our like winter dinner or whatever holiday or whatever, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like other things that I would add to this is like loads of people just feel isolated as well. Like, you know how you might have friends, but again, like you were talking about FaceTime, it's just not hitting that thing that you want, like that level of like contact and like, I don't know how to explain it. They're just very isolated, even though they feel like
it's not scratching the itch.
Yeah, like that you need for companionship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, girl. It's hard, but you gotta make the effort.
I just think that you're only gonna get out of your friends what you put in at the end of the day. Like if you're someone who actually wants to fix this problem that you have, you can, but it's just you've got to like step out of like the negativity behind, like, do you know what I mean? You've got to step out of like feelings of like loneliness or feelings of this or that. You've got to like, you know, actually do things that you know is going to create more connections between you and your pals.
I agree. Right, next scenario. Do you want to do your Reddit one?
I can't even remember what I sent you. I was in the toilet. Oh God, it's quite funny. My husband is really annoying me and giving me the ick. I love my husband, I really do. He's the best to happen to me. He's made a lot of my dreams come true and gave me the love I never felt I deserved. But recently, maybe it's my postpartum hormones, 10 weeks postpartum, or he might have just changed as a person, but he's been really getting under my skin, and it's the little things that's giving me the ick, to name a few. I asked him to do something to help with the baby, and he takes his sweet ass time finishing up whatever he was working on, even if the baby is hysterically crying. He got a corporate job about 3 years ago. He was at small startups before that, and now he talks like a robot. He says things like circle back or get alignment, even when talking about plans with friends. That makes me feel sick.
Corporate baddie, is that what he is?
And says sorry before clarifying something, even when it's not needed.
Sorry?
No, it's like, sorry, I just want to I just wanted to let you know that. What are you doing? What are you
Can
doing?
we circle back?
Oh my God, circle back is my worst.
I hate it.
He's also become extremely verbose, and I just say okay to cut him off because I get too impatient with whatever he's saying. He just gives all the details that are really not needed. He's just chatting a lot of shit. He eats meals with a teaspoon and dessert forks rather than normal size spoons and forks. If I ask him to get me a fork, he gets me a dessert fork, even though he knows I care about the silverware I use. I know I'm overreacting, but I lose appetite over it and eventually just get a normal sized utensil myself. His morning breath has been unbearable. If he breathes in my direction, I have to say, ew, babe, your morning breath, and look the opposite direction. He now brushes his teeth at night and he does have IBS, and he said it's his bad, weak stomach, which can very much be the case. I think it does get worse when he's having episodes, but I've been with him for almost 10 years and I've never felt it was this bad. I'm hoping this will pass. I love him, but right now he really gives me the ick. I also know I sound mean, entitled, and an unappreciative wife, but that's why I'm posting on off my chest. I've expressed a lot of these repeatedly and directly to him, but I don't want to continue to do so because I think any more it will do permanent damage to our relationship and his self-esteem. If you've had the ick with your partner before, I'd appreciate if you can let me know how you overcame it. If not, thank you for listening.
Okay, what other comments?
I think you have to stop for just a second and give yourself some grace. You have a new baby, and yeah, you still have a lot of hormones and shit going on. Your husband doesn't have all these hormones going on, and he has no clue what it's like to be a mum. Sure, he's a great dad, but he's not a mum, and being a mum is just different. But I think you're right. Your hormones are definitely on high alert, and he's simply just driving you crazy with his presence. I think it would be a good idea to let him know that. That way he gets a heads up and knows that you love him, and he can also give you some grace. And people were just like really supportive. They're like, I'm sorry your husband's making you feel this way. It sounds like a rough time. But yeah, I just found her, like, the things that she's getting annoyed about quite funny. So like the corporate language one, that was hilarious. And also I don't know why he keeps giving her like dessert spoons and forks.
What does that mean? Does you eating with a smaller spoon make you feel like you're not eating as much?
Maybe he's trying to say like, you're so maybe she thinks in her mind he's trying to say she's fat, and he's given her a smaller spoon, she can take smaller bites.
But he's using them as well, the little. Maybe he's just lazy.
I think he's trying to say she's fat.
In a subtle way.
In a subtle way. So he's like incorporated it so he can like, so it doesn't look as obvious.
Honestly, I feel like once you get the ick, you've got to just give yourself space.
Yeah.
That it goes away. Also, you have to think, like, imagine you've just pushed a human out of your vagina and this man is saying to you, let's circle back now. Like, what world are we in?
Grab
like,
him by the
shut
jumper
the F up.
and be like, don't ever speak to me like that again.
Like I'm some corporate girl. Like, you need to just, like, time and space, babe. Okay?
Yeah, like, just be yourself at home. You don't have to be
like, what is
corporate
this?
Brian.
What the hell?
You can be, what do we call them? Abdi.
Corporate Abdi. Oh yeah, that's our Brian version. I just think some men, like, the lack of empathy and, like, just, you know, when you're just not feeling someone and it's just like, I need my own space.
But how long does that last after you've had a baby? Is that normal after you've had a baby, and how long does it last?
I think it is normal because like your body's just gone through madness and you've got this crying baby on top of you and this man's talking about, oh, I hurt my fingernail. Yeah. Oh, I need some food.
Yeah, and on top of that,
going out.
when she asked him for help with the baby, he's taking his sweet bloody time.
Like that stuff like that really, guys, you really need to be with people who have like compassion. Shit like that really pisses me off.
It pisses me off because I don't think, it's like, I know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're trying to long this out so that I just get
it myself.
Yeah, I get the huff and end up getting up and doing it myself.
But guess what? I think you should double down and do the same thing. So when he has the kid, I'm just going to pop to the shops quickly and sit in your car for an hour. Literally, like, that's what I do.
And just disappear. And you get like so many phone calls.
You get so many phone calls, but you just, after a while, you just ignore them. Sorry, got busy. But you just they hide in the toilet, I hide in the car.
Yeah.
That's my thing. But I just think like you need a break. And I feel like sometimes men especially, like they know kids just gravitate towards mothers. Like it's innate. We can't, like, we always are the ones to help them. And I feel like they know that. and they'll do anything to just like get away from the noise.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm human too.
Like they know that they're not the default parent. So they think like, oh, that makes me like a little bit like distant. Do you know what I mean? Which means I can get away with doing much less. But really, it's equal partnership, babe. Do you know what I mean?
Like when my kids say to me, I'm going to dad, I'm like, thank fuck for that. Like,
I want my daddy.
Good. I go to him. Literally. Because it's just like, what the hell? Like, and also some of them act like they're very incompetent, like when they are competent. It's like, you can wash this. You can do this for yourself.
We need to start doing that, Hodoo. I feel like the way to crack this is to act
dumb.
Stupid, as if like we don't know how to change a diaper.
Like my mum used to say to me, don't ever let a man see you can do things for yourself, because that's when he will just literally sit back and let you suffer.
You've got to be
like,
the
damsel. Can you open this can for me? Like, can you put this light up for me?
I can't do nothing. Sorry, I had to wait for you to come home from work to clean the house because I can't do it by myself.
No, like please, I can't lift a Hoover. Can you do it?
I left you like 2 bedrooms because my back's hurting.
Yeah, please do the stairs. Like I can't go up and down.
I can't go up and down.
I just can't do it. Like you've just got to be dumb. Like how else? Like the other thing, and also one thing that really made me laugh is like taking more leadership roles when your husband's there. Don't do that shit.
Never do that.
Are you dumb?
Oh my God.
Like, you know, some women are controlling. Like I'm not gonna lie. As an only child, I'm independent, but like I've learned, the more independence you show, the more nothing gets done for you. You've got to just sit back and relax.
You've got to make mistakes.
Like airport dad mode needs to come on.
Burn the flipping food.
Okay, maybe not.
Burn the food. I'm telling you how that works. Burn the damn dinner. One day he's going to step in and be like, do you know what, babe? I'll cook for us today.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm a chef, so I'll do it. Yeah, really?
Oh my God, girls with chef husbands are literally living it up. Living it up. There's this one girl on TikTok called Sabrina, and I think her husband's like, I think he's an actual chef because he's got a TikTok page. Yeah. And like, he's just sprucing up madness. Like, I'm like, babe, you've got it good. That's amazing. So yeah, I just think things like, but to be fair, like I just think if he does the cleaning and I do the cooking, I'm okay with that. But it's like, I can't be doing cleaning and cooking and looking after kids. That's like...
No, because if you think about it, cooking means you go downstairs, there's the cooking utensils, you know, you've got to wash them again. You've got to get your hands wet again. You're probably like cleaning them as you're going along to be smart as well. So when the plates have been, you know, the food's been eaten from the plates, you're going to be knackered at this point. You've done the cooking, you've served the food, like you're sweating. I sweat in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? I actually end up sweating. That's how overwhelming it is for me. Yeah. So like I'm just like, please, like, can you just do the dishes after? Do you know what I mean?
Just do it together.
But yesterday,
what, did you get into a bit of a mare?
No. This morning I woke up and the dishes from yesterday were still
and you saw crimson.
And I recorded a Snapchat and I sent it and I said, I'm not touching this.
You've got to work together. There's no children in the house yet. You've got to work together. You know what made me laugh? I was watching this lady and she's like a rich woman. Like she's married this old man and she's quite young.
She got a cleaner.
Babes, I'll tell you what she has. I'll tell you exactly what she has. She has a house manager.
Oh, for God's sake.
That helps her pay for all the bills. She's got a cleaner. She's got a nanny, but she's also got a nighttime nanny.
Allahumma barik.
She's got something else. She's got someone that does her shopping for her. She's got a chef that...
She's got a personal shopper.
She's got a personal shopper. She's got a chef that creates like the itinerary for like all the meals of the week. Then he does the big stuff. Like let's say he'll make the chicken and the pasta. And she's like, oh, to feel like I'm really helping my children and sit down on the table together. She goes, I'll just cut up the sides, which is like the salad and the cucumbers and that, just so she feels. But she was like,
is it that mum of two? Is it that mum of two?
She's got 2 kids, I think, yeah.
And she's like very tall, slim, looks like a model.
No.
Long brown hair.
No.
She fat?
No.
What?
She's not. I'll show you. She's from America, but she's like married to like a rich mogul, like he's a billionaire. Anyway, it just made me think. She was like, even with all those things, she was like, I still don't have life balance.
What?
And I thought, stupid, hai. Stop, you stupid
How is that
woman.
possible?
I was like, are you taking the effing piss? Give me one of those and I would be like flying high.
She doesn't have
She's
life
got
balance
a nanny and a
with all
nighttime
that
nanny,
help.
guys. With all that help. She was like, I still don't have life balance. So she goes,
Is she
don't
working?
judge. Yeah, she's like, I think she's an entrepreneur. But I don't know if she's working, like, you know, entrepreneurs, like, they're going, she does panel talks.
But
does
you know,
all this
when
stuff.
I watch the Kardashians, right, you know, Kim Kardashian's probably got all those things and more, and she's always stressed out, putting her hair out.
I know, so I just think maybe.
I just don't think there isn't happiness in this dunya.
No, I don't agree.
I don't think there's contentment. I don't think there's balance. I don't think there's no stress.
No one. Yeah, exactly.
There's always going to be stress, anxiety, frustration, sadness, loneliness,
Jealousy,
envy, all these horrible bad things, the 7 flipping deadly sins.
Like, it makes me think, why would Kim and Kanye break up? They've got all the help in the world. But then you just think, they've got bigger problems than me.
Yeah, you know, rich people problems are different.
Yeah.
They're dealing with pedos. Do you know what I mean?
They're also dealing with vast amounts of interest that no one else is dealing
and probably
with.
debt.
A lot of debt. It scares me when people say, like, billionaires have, like, at least have a lot of debt, like debts in the millions. Apparently having debt is what makes you money. And
Yeah.
I'm just like...
So, like,
Yeah.
they usually... So what they do is, obviously, like, when they purchase houses and stuff, like, they've got the mortgages and, like... Their whole system, their whole financial system circulates on debt. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know. When I think about Kim Kardashian, I feel like her biggest problem is probably the flipping...
What?
It's probably the wrinkle that she got on her laugh line. Do you know what I mean?
That bitch has got so much Botox that I doubt wrinkles are the problems. Like,
She's probably woke up one morning and thought, oh, fuck, I've got crow's feet on her eyes. And she's probably just taking it out on Kanye. And Kanye one day was like, I've had enough of this. I divorce you.
Talak. Do you think that's what Kanye said?
Of course not. But do you know what I mean? I obviously, like, we know now that it's probably to do with...
Can I tell you something crazy about Kanye?
I don't know why they got divorced, to be honest.
I don't know why either. But I think it was to do with his views. But let me tell you something. It goes into that. Kanye's right-wing views, yeah, got him banned from having a bank account. This is really crazy. So listen to this. So in America, apparently the government, the Democratic government that they have, if they don't agree with someone's political views or like their idea, or let's say their views are more right-wing.
If it's a very influential person.
Yeah, influential person. If their views are more right-wing or like against the norm of what they think is okay, they will basically ban that person from having a bank account, which basically affects everything. That's what they did to Kanye when he made those
they've
views.
done more to Kanye. They've done more. So you know how Kanye is obviously this free-thinking person, doesn't give a shit. Yeah. So, which I'm not gonna lie, some of the things he said, crazy. Like, however, I'm kind of here for it. Do you know what I mean? So what you just said now kind of ties into this like theory that I've had, where all these like rich billionaire people are part of this like inner circle, the golden, let's say they're in the golden circle. So they're known people, they're known, and what's known about them is obviously like their political affiliations, what they align with, like their morals and their values. And if it's part of like the status quo of the people who are leading the inner circle, then it means, okay, like we give them whatever they want, whatever they need to have like a good life, we give it to them, whether it's money, whether it's this, more airtime on the radio, I don't know, whatever, right? But if let's say there's a stray, there's one that's gone rogue, namely Kanye. Now you said they banned the bank account. They also got him a handler, but he wasn't like a regular handler. He was like a handler that was like pumping him full of like
medication.
Yeah, like antipsychotic drugs and stuff like that. And I don't think, like, I don't know his mental health history and, like, if he has been diagnosed with anything. But even I think that's dubious, because if the flipping diagnosis is coming from a doctor that's probably been paid by someone in the golden circle who runs that shit, then that's not a real diagnosis. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, we do know he's got bipolar. He said that himself.
Let's put bipolar to one side. The handler wasn't just giving him anti-bipolar drugs. The handler was giving him all sorts of things. I don't know if you've seen, there's been periods where Kanye is just looking chunky, humongous, and there's periods where he's looking quite healthy. So like, not the handler handles the medication, also handles like what he eats, like how much he, like anything that he's allowed to do, like if he's allowed to go to the studio, if he can go outside for a bit, if he can do anything. Like these people are like,
it's insane.
Yeah, these people are actually they're like trapped.
So let me tell you something further. So after that happened to Kanye, in Biden's administration, I'm saying allegedly, but you know, you never know what can happen to little old me in the UK. But they started cracking down on people that had different views to them, but also people that started doing cryptocurrency and things like that. So whenever they started it, they would block their accounts.
Gone rogue.
They would block their banking.
They've gone rogue. I'm telling you, anyone that goes rogue,
it's mad. Yeah,
will have like the full force of the media, like various institutions. At one point, did they like try and take the kids away from him?
Everything. So it just made me think. I was like, sometimes people or governments or entities will basically mirror themselves as being like the perfect entity. We stand for truth, you know, guidance and happiness and everything that's right in the world. But behind closed doors, they're actually fucking crazy.
The most evil.
They're very evil. And to me, it seemed like to basically stop someone from having a bank account, and anyone that basically they didn't agree with, their political, enemies and things like that. If the moment you start doing that, that's basically bordering on dictatorship.
But it only works if you
subtly.
It only works on an individual who can sway
exactly
the
public.
views. Oh yeah, of the public. So like Kardashians, the Wests.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? The Musks.
Exactly. But I feel like they broke up because he was swaying from the plan that they had of like this picture image family of, you know.
Yeah, no, basically Kim wants to remain part of the status quo. Kanye went rogue.
And she wasn't happy. So it just...
Kris Jenner wasn't happy. The momager got involved apparently.
Everyone.
The momager was the one that hired the handler. The handler is... Oh my God.
What?
The handler is...
What, her boyfriend?
Who, Kim's boyfriend? No, the handler is basically someone who is Jewish.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, he's Jewish. So
okay,
like...
Rufi will take that out, but yeah, we know that.
Well, this is the thing, I don't know if the person's an actual Zionist, but all I know is he's like this health freak who's got bare vegetables in his fridge. But I suspect he's Mossad linked.
We don't know, but a lot of things are linking together, and I feel like...
But if you think about it, come on, if you think about it, yeah, let's say that people, like, the argument at the moment is like that the US political, like, social life is just infiltrated by AIPAC, right? In order for AIPAC to have any sort of leverage on people, they need dirt. They need dirt. They need intelligence. So this is where the Mossad comes in. So I just think if there's any situation where people feel that they're unable to say or do what they want, yeah, there's that entity is involved.
Whether it's CIA or otherwise.
And I just think Kanye's a prime example.
So yeah, that really creeped me out because I just said, really and truly, you do not have freedom of speech. And if they do have freedom of speech, they said they can have the speech, which is fine. They can say what they like. But in the background, you won't be able to do anything with your money. The state essentially owns your money.
We own you, yeah.
Yeah, because we've taken away your banking. And if you don't have a bank account, you can't start a business, you can't do anything.
But then imagine what that does to someone like Kanye, where he's like, fuck, like now I can't just be like... myself, I have to fall in line with these people in order for me to maintain some form of just normality,
exactly,
and like money and whatever in my life.
But it's scary because it makes when you think about it in a very logical way, they're basically saying you need to agree and you need to stay in line in order to live a good life.
Does that not feel satanic to you?
It does though. That's what I'm saying. It's fucking mad. It's mad that they're allowed to do that. And also, what's made me crazy, and I'm not a Trump supporter, guys. But what made me crazy is the fact that Trump was actually saying, this is what they're doing, guys. You're not, I mean, I don't agree with any of his fucking politics. They're all the same at the end of the day. But he was highlighting the fact that this is what they're doing behind closed doors. Like, the government you guys are basically saying are amazing. And let's be real, like, we're not from America, but American politics affects the world because they control everyone. Let's be real.
Yeah, but then Israel kind of just controls.
I mean, but you know where that goes. But
you know what I mean? APAC. Hold on, do you know how many congressmen are like...
They're in APAC, I know. They've got they are the only entity that have created themselves a lobby that's so big, that's infiltrated every aspect of
US
American society. It's so badly.
So compromised.
But it's not just the US, it's a lot of European countries.
But it's the UK as well, but the UK, it's not done as like in your face. It's not APAC, it's more like the lobby groups.
Yeah. But the lobby groups get away with a lot of shit.
The lobby groups give you money. So basically, there was this article that I saw today where 60 MPs have basically said that 60 MPs basically said that, you know, they need to deal with Israel, yeah? I don't know what I forgot what the headline was, but basically Jeremy Corbyn was one of them. But think about how many MPs there are in the UK, it's like 600. And like, in my head, I'm like, how many of those people paid for
have been bought?
Israel lobby group?
And I feel like those should be public record. I'm so sorry.
It probably is, but I don't know if maybe... Do you think it's public record?
I should hope so.
It's got to be public record.
Maybe. No, but I don't think... It's not the same way... Like in America, it's public record because it's open. It's a normal thing for them to do. But in the UK, I don't think it is. They're very prudish about stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, that was my hot take. So... I think it's been an hour. Could you... Horse the egg.
57 minutes.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
So yeah, that is my views and my views only. Please, I'm a little girl in the UK.
Yeah, no, guys, don't ever take what we say at face value because do you know what? Really and truly, we don't.
Dumb girls on the internet.
We're just trying to piece things together. Every day we are given wisdom.
But guess what?
But it could be wrong. It could be from the Shaitan.
But all I'm saying is, if I enter Jannah, just now I'm getting myself a cushion, a blanket, and a bag of popcorn,
and a TV remote. And I'm gonna set the channel to Dunya.
EP1. Episode 1 is gonna be 1900 because that's when the shirka started. This corruption.
Yeah, we need to fast forward. It can't be like from the dawn of time.
No.
It's got to be from like 1900.
But after I finish all this conspiracy, then I'm going to go back to the dawn of time. Like, let's see.
But then I know me. I'm so ADHD. I'm going to fast forward, then skip back, then fast forward, and skip back.
And then I'm going to be, oh my God, I remember this. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be at least 100 years of going.
Or we could probably ask for like an abridged version. No, is abridged the right word? Ask for the Cliff Notes version.
Like I can ask for like put this in a documentary version.
Or it could be like an AI thing where you can say is
AI create a 20-minute documentary of what happened with these events.
I'm gonna say show me the events that led up to World War II.
Yeah.
Like the real truth, not what we were told in the flipping history books.
Not Fernand. What's his name?
Franz Ferdinand
dying.
Yeah. Show me the real shit.
How did he really get shot? How was it planned? I want to know. It was not Serbia.
Yeah.
I want to know who it really was.
Do you know what I mean? I'm going to say, show me how the West has basically created the conflict in the Middle East.
Show me the reality of NATO.
Show me how they've destabilized the developing world.
Show me why and how NATO was allowed to have military bases next to Russia, even though they said, don't come near us. Anyway, guys, that is the end of our episode.
Show me all the information that Mossad has on these Congress people.
And the episode will continue in the next episode that we're wearing the same clothes.
Show me the information that Jeffrey Epstein was sitting on.
Show me the list.
Show me the flight list.
Show me the list. Anyway, to be continued in the next episode. We will see you soon. Oh my God.